Well, hello and welcome to another week of Academy Rush. My name is Pastry Time, and today I'll be covering IMTA vs 100 Thieves A. Surprisingly, two teams that have actually had a pretty good start to the season here. I think 100 Thieves kind of coming back as the defending champions despite losing Sunday. Coming back strong with a lot of their returning members still looking good, and of course their new members performing well also. But IMTA kind of the surprise factor in a lot of ways, but have just kind of been slowly grinding out games. This is a pack of players that hasn't really had that much opportunity to play with each other, but it's actually working out quite nicely. These two teams meet with a fairly close record. Who's going to come out on top in this particular game? Draft actually was quite interesting. IMT bans Elise, Aphelios, Lucian, Maud, and Aatrox. And on the 100 Thieves side, Akali, Senna, Rumble, Diana, and J4. So some of the premier suspects we've still seen, Akali and Rumble sticking out, but it is nice to see Aphelios and Senna not in a game. Not because I don't think those champions are interesting, I actually quite like watching them play, but is forcing us into a bit of a more standard 2v2 matchup there in the bot lane. The MF there for Apollo alongside the Leona of Gate. It's Potluck will start off this red buff. He's also been having a fairly strong season, returning from being a coach for Golden Guardians for a while now, back into the player seat. As Prismal looking to get aggressive. Breezy again going to dance back over, get that shield down as Prismal does look to trade. Not too bad. As Set for a long here in the top lane was the first pick in this draft. Set certainly been prevalent almost everywhere. Just a very robust champion. Good lanes, good frontliner, can surprise people as kind of a bruiser as well in both the 1v1s and their team fights. And last but not least, a mid lane probably to watch here, Soligo versus Insanity. The counterpick Zoe here for Insanity. Soligo falling back to his trusty Syndra, although have to praise him for being quite dynamic this season so far, playing the likes of Pantheon. Had a great Akali game as well, one of the few times it was let through, despite being known for his control mages for a lot of last year. Has certainly been willing to open up that champion pool, as we've heard from Coach Kelsey. So has been looking good so far as Contracts has snuck in here. Gonna try something near the turret. Soligo doesn't quite have the wave prepped and ready. In fact, isn't gonna have it for a while. I think Soligo did manage to get that cannon, lands the stun, but Contracts realizing there's not much left there, so the wave's building up here in mid for Soligo, but no reason to really get too crazy here. Bottom lane going to be the next point of power, perhaps. Contracts going back around, but just going to loop back in towards the scuttle trap by the looks of things. Did have a look here and there, but no need to force the gank at this stage. Good sleep here in the mid lane. Insanity down a level briefly. Insanity got some balloons to pop as well, but we can see Potluck there just on the top left edge of the screen. Unfortunately not able to capitalize on the potential sleep, but is moving in to steal these Raptors here. So Potluck again going to take control of some of the area. Actually ahead in Contracts on XP right now, but he's back for this mid lane play. Interesting to see this one kind of be forced here by 100 Thieves. Actually going to have a counter gank as well in the back by Potluck, who's also behind the enemy Raptors. Breezy also roaming up from the bot lane there, so going to get 3v2. Stun's going to miss. Now Breezy's going to be here. Contracts the surprise factor. Over the wall he goes with the ward hop, but just getting the flash out of Insanity. And Potluck with the support roaming up smartly did not try and go for the counter engage there. So Insanity does dodge a bullet there as Contracts and Breezy look for another visit. But no damage done here in the mid lane. Still first blood on the table for these teams to claim. His Insanity with a heal he found in a balloon. Gonna go ahead and use that to clear these waves out, so we're already backing off. Got himself that early Anthem and a Doran's ring to join that potion and the control ward that he has as well. Back in top lane though, Fake God I think certainly been one of the top performers here for 100 Thieves. Really back where he started. When he moved up into the LCS and brought Someday down, so 100 Thieves could balance kind of where they needed some of their shot calling, some of their leadership. But had too many imports. The Fake God dutifully stepped up. Did struggle at times in the LCS, but for the most part was just kind of left playing weak side and looked fine. Now back here in Academy, certainly somewhere where he can exert his will more over the league. Looking to reclaim that position as best top in the league. Certainly has been on form to do so here. Counter pick against Alorum's set. Good blaster damage though from the Haymaker. FLICKR should be just fine. Gonna eat the oranges and BK. Got that grass proccing as well. As Contracts once again sneaking into a lane, staying fairly far behind Potluck as far as XP goes. But again, wanting to just favor some of his gank timing more. Potluck actually maybe going to go over the wall. Is spotted on that ward though, so IMTA have great knowledge of what's happening. A good make it rain. Leona goes in. Gay can look for the kill. Here's Potluck again. Breezy dancing back forward. Here's the 3v3. They might go for it. Potluck is tagged. Contract zooms in. He gets stopped up. That could be very bad news. The stun's going to land from Gate. And first blood over. But it's going to be donated back as Prismal able to get the counter kills. Here's Aloran though. Showstopper in. He's already level 6. Into the Breezy he goes, and that's going to be the follow-up kill. As Apollo able to slay Prismal as well. A well-timed TP from the IMT top laner. And they come out ahead in that play. Fake God did have level 6, but not enough at the end of it all. So I thought both junglers actually doing a nice job there of making sure they were present where they needed to be. Shadowing those lanes, setting up for those ganks, but Aloran made all the difference there for Immortals. As Fake God at least will proc demolish, will try and get a plate out of the deal. Looks like he'll have to wait another wave, but his barrel should finish off a lot of it. Does have that sheen already, so Fake God certainly farming up nicely, getting an extra gold. But Aloran not even missing much CS and has that kill to his name as well. So a good start from a player who has been just looking good. I mean, Aloran always had a fairly good showing in Academy, but I think his attitude, very easygoing, very skilled out, very fun. Kind of belies the skill that's there as well. As Contract says, maybe look to start this Infernal Drake, but that will be answered here. Bot control is firmly IMT's favor right now, with Potluck once again hovering towards this side of the map. Breezy and Prismal though do get the shove out. So I'm going to start this Drake, but maybe contested here. 100 Thieves were able to get control back of that 2v2 pretty easily with Desire, despite the 2-0-1 start here for Apollo. But again, not going to last long here. They might just try and dedicate to the Drake. Level 4 only for Contracts. The Drake gets stolen. Contracts goes down. That's an absolute disaster. As the Void Rush from Potluck will secure the second kill onto Prismal. Breezy out of there. He's forced to flash over the wall. A stun there from Soligo denies any potential follow-up, but IMT everywhere. Just making plays across the bot side of the map. 5-1 in kills and the Infernal Drake that 100 Thieves started for them. Again, despite Soligo doing well in this mid lane, actually up about 20 CS or so. Despite this being IMT's counterpick with the Zoe, not able to convert into any other areas of the map. It's the bot lane, the jungler, and even the top lane in that first play. Joining the rest of IMT's Contract's life. Starting to get really troublesome. 20 CS behind the enemy jungler. Doesn't quite convert perfectly, of course. Chance of being worth more. But level 5 to level 6, kind of the bigger indicator there. I think Contract just hit 5 when he did his red as well. So lots of time spent ganking here for Contracts, and it has unfortunately borne nothing but heartbreak. As Insanity going to roam over and take this blue. Feel like he hasn't had a back in a while. Does have almost 1,300 gold in the back pocket with just the seal and that corrupting potion plus the brown boots. He'll have the lost chapter up if he wants it, but the blue buff will allow him to maintain this push here in mid without it. Still needs to spend that money at some point. IMT though looking to stay up in tempo on the map as they've swapped already for this first Herald. This is becoming standard at this point. Insanity with enough presence after shoving mid. Soligo has actually gone back. Picked up those Sork shoes most notably, but that is Rift Herald over to IMT. Now in the hands of Potluck, looking to break down that first tower and continue bringing this gold lead that's already very significant. Almost 2,500 gold ahead for Immortals. Fake God continues to try and farm up here in the 1v1. Alorum though staying again healthy in gold. Has that kill, has a very slight CS lead, although GPCS always worth a little bit more. Good solo flare onto Breezy though. He's now level 6, but a great bullet time going to combo in, and there's no chance there as Potluck swoops in to play security. Not sure it was needed, but we'll drop the Herald regardless to get that plate money. See if they can stay for the long siege here. Ult from Fake God in the top lane. He's going to try and delay this push. Contract's also threatening Insanity, who is really the only one with any sort of struggle on the IMT side right now. And even though he's behind about 20 CS, hasn't gone back and spent that gold, his team is more than making up for that deficit in mid lane. So curious to see if Soligo can take over in the mid game with this Syndra. Right now, this early game has been all Immortals favored. Zoe finally going to take that next back. Oh, not even allowed. Insanity still with the blue buff, has the heal as well. Good bit of damage with the paddle star there, but does not hurt as much when you have that gold unspent. 100 Thieves also now with their own counter push. There is still first tower up for grabs. It's 3,000 gold ahead for Immortals, which at 11 minutes is pretty astonishing. Got one plate left in the top lane tower for them to claim it as Breezy with the demolish. Gonna claim that plate gold and dance back towards Zaya. Did not make it back in time, it seems. As the recall did not complete. But unfortunate there for Breezy. The Spotlight will be spotted entering enemy territory with this ward. Apollo and Gate already back up to the top lane with their jungler. This is how the last play started, as Gate might look for Breezy here, but does not pull the trigger on the solar flare. I mean, Breezy 1v3 can't really do much to save this tower. So we'll go over to Immortals. I'll claim that last plate. I'll share that gold, that first turret bonus gold, giving a huge boost to Apollo and Gate as well. As they'll keep pushing through here. Soligo roaming back around. He's the one now tasked with stopping this 3v1 siege, but not sure he's much of a defense. He may just get dived here. Does have his flash, does have a cleanse as well. But look at this, the squad just roaming through the enemy jungle now. Gate ready with the ulti at any moment's notice. We've seen Apollo already rip people apart with a bullet time. 100% KP for that AD here. 3-0-3 for Apollo. It's like building towards that Essence Weaver fairly quickly. But no more plates being taken just yet. A minute and a half left to take some of those, but the answer to the map rotations does lie in the timer in the top left of your screen. Clouddrake is up right now. As IMT move in to take their next objective. Not sure 100 Thieves have much to try and play for here. So we'll just have to give the Drake over. Can again still look to Soligo, look to Fake God, the two top performers early in the season here for 100 Thieves. Have gold going, have decent scaling, certainly champions they're capable of carrying games on. But Insanity's starting to get the mid shoved in, he's just going to poke where he can. Soligo has finally pushed this wave back up, but he knows he can't stay for too much longer as the Lorem roams up to catch the wave there in top. So really strong early game from Immortals, honestly. That one TP from Alorum, this is the present for Apollo, Gate, and Potluck, all contributing to this good early game lead. Essence Reaver now also done for Apollo. So extremely strong MF. You can see Prismal racing for the same item by the looks of things. Woefully behind as far as gold goes, despite the CS being even. That will just play a bit of PvE for a little while longer. Soligo and Insanity trading waves back and forth. Potluck though has spotted Breezy. Gate also pushing that vision deeper. Let's get the Zenith Blade locked down. Breezy Solar Player in place. Where Breezy didn't have Prismal to dash back to, so the ulti wasted. Here comes Soligo, might have the Unleashed Power ready. Insanity though also dipping over the wall. The bullet time could be very well positioned here for Apollo. But Immortals don't want to play too aggressively here. Deciding against going too deep in the enemy jungle. And Apollo will just return to hitting the tower here in bot lane. About a plate and a half left, although the plates have now dropped off, of course. Prismal looking for Gate. Gate trying to be the bait. Gets knocked up though, maybe a little too far forward. Good stopwatch though. Potluck, here he goes. Bullet time is good. Breezy will get Gate with the ignite, but Void Rush gonna take down another as Potluck's on a killing spree. That'll be the tower as well for IMT. Just feels so unfair sometimes, and the enemy team is always in the right place. Gate, I thought he was just giving it away. They had a plan all along, extremely well played, despite the fact that he does die to Breezy's Ignite. We'll take the 1-for-2 and the tower any day of the week. And now with the stone plate finish on the Leona as well. My goodness. Very tanky very early on. This bot lane has kind of run away with this early game for Immortals. Again, not that they didn't have help. Potluck at 4-1-1 cannot be ignored either. We'll see what the responses start to look like here for 100 Thieves. It is just the mid outer tower now they have to hold on to. Second rift is up and available though, and IMT already there at the objective. You have to think that this should be able to convert into that final outer tower as Immortals continue to grow this lead. 4,000 gold up now. It's been decisive. Fast gameplay here from Immortals. Held over the Potluck. You can see 100 Thieves, they're grouping here in mid. They know what the next play is. So you're going to channel the recall. Insanity going back to base. May have that Luden's already done. And does indeed. Saligo again continuing to stay up here. About 20 CS ahead. The items are even right now for the mid laners. And the rest of the map, despite the Triforce there on Fake God, it's been rough. IMT though regrouping. Gonna be looking for the mid lane again. Gate, just no fear, goes in again. Solo players right on top of himself. Breezy able to find the dash back, but Gate just unrelenting with the cooldown usage. See if 100 Thieves have an answer back here. Gate deciding he's just gonna go back again. Didn't waste too much there. Doesn't cost him very much to just use a couple cooldowns and see what happened. Insanity with a great bubble. Here's the haymaker there from Alorum. Showstopper in, gets the slow after dunking Breezy. Alorum going to be forced to run away. Fake God may be able to chase one down as Contracts may be caught out of position. Gate looking like a juicy target, but don't want to go back in and give another kill away. Insanity though continuing to find bubbles. Will force the League away. And a heroic move from Alorum once again as the Rift Herald's channeled in mid. Oh, going to keep finding bubbles. Barely misses the opportunity there onto Saligo. But enough to take this mid outer turret. They may look for another charge here as well, as with blue buff inner siege, Zoe is an absolute menace. Bigger things on the mind though. Alorum gonna have his base protected by Insanity. Drake is up in 4 seconds. Oh my goodness, Insanity just destroying Contracts, gets him in the air! That electrocute enough after that first combo. Contracts trying to make a play, but Insanity turning to sit back down. That's going to be the Drake over to 100 Thieves. Appreciate the effort of trying to make something happen there, but Contract could not find the angle on the flash kick, and Immortals just running away with this game. Drake 3 over, 18.5 minutes in. It's going to be a pretty speedy soul. As Potluck able to secure that one. He's even gone Warrior into Black Cleaver here on the right side, which I like. Certainly something we see from time to time, but a bit more aggressive. Not sure if that's his preference or if he's taking into account the extra gold he's collected this go around. But Rek'Sai, certainly a formidable Warrior jungler, so I may just be mistaken. Could just be standard. Following Gate though. I guess at this point this is a standard play. Just shoving in 3v2 I suppose with Potluck knowingly there on their left. But not much for IMT to really be worried about at this point. Everyone except Gate has got a bounty on their heads. Gate also, as the support, has not picked up a kill yet, which is a dedication to your role I can appreciate. And Apollo is just found a sail on BF swords. Got his second one already. After the Essence Reaver has been completed. So 4 minutes now. Goodness, that's so fast. Until that soul is ready. It is the Mountain Soul. Will be available. And again, plenty of poke, plenty of CC. Lots of ways for IMT to take this advantage they've built for themselves and just constantly chain picks together. Again, even Potluck now, the Black Cleaver finished. Such a threat. As 100 Thieves are still scrambling to find their items. To kind of stop the bleeding at this point. 20 minutes in, Baron is up. Immortals will start to at least move some vision over there. Do want to make sure they have the threat of that next objective while they're waiting for that Drake to spawn in 3 minutes. So we go again, continuing to be the player we look for here alongside FLICKR on the Thieves side, but we are going to be a little while away for the Thieves kind of having control back of this game. But now it will be patience that will reward them. IMTA though not looking to slow down at all. Demolish going to proc. Gate finishes off the tower. FLICKR's cannon barrage burnt, but was not enough to clear out that wave. So make it 4 towers to 0 now for Immortals. 11-2 in kills. A bevy of Drakes, both Heralds. We were close, this close, to having a perfect game for Immortals. It is just those 2 kills that are blemishes on the record. Infinity Edge already done for Apollo as well. Sale continues, as he is just unfathomably strong this early on into the game. Blue buff over, Insanity once again. Has the siege buff, the monster buff, I suppose. The objective buff, we'll call it. It's always really good around objectives when your opponents don't have vision, is what I'm trying to get at. And Sanity ready to just chain the bubbles and the paddle stars. So as long as he sees fit. IMTA continues to show presence here in the top half of the rift. Again, Drake's not up for a minute 40. They're just happy to hang out. Open up even more space around this Baron, which is a very real threat. Even though it's very early into this game. Ooh, wraparound as well. Gate might cut everybody off. 100 Thieves though have found the correct exit. Down towards the Drake part of the rift. Scuttercrab also going to go over, so some extra vision not off provided that cannot be removed is given over to 100 Thieves to maybe set up for this Drake contest. And again, it is the sole Drake for Immortals. So there is an interest in trying to fight for this one despite the items not quite being there due to the lead that Immortals were able to accrue. Potluck Dogan look for Fake God, at least forces a flash. Chilling smites the game plan, but that'll be up in no time for the next objective. More bubbles continuing. Insanity, oh, just barely misses the portal jump on that one. That was old Zoe technology. Oh, Breezy, hello. Asleep, dead. Polly walks up, doesn't even need it. Insanity with the ignite, had it. And now they'll just siege mid, why not? This Zoe is such a pest. Contract's just to the left, has to recall, can't save this tower, and he knows it. Prismal trying to force them away. Alorum busy in the bot lane. That's 6 towers now for Immortals. Looking to put perhaps a record-breaking performance for themselves here. This game is flown by. Breezy dead for 4 more seconds. 100 Thieves now out of position for this potential Drake contest. I don't even know if they can get back here in time to try and save it. Mid lane is so long with the tier 2 fallen. Insanity's still there, and it's not a chance. Immortals able to take 4 straight Drakes. Mountain Soul done at under 24 minutes. So we're gonna sing a song back to base. Looks like Banshee's Veil may be the next order of business here for Insanity, and is in fact completed. Does help out against dodging the Syndra stuns. Lets you be a bit more aggressive, you know, trying to use your poke, especially again when you're the team sieging. Ooh, TP! Gonna force Prismal back. Contracts is here. It's actually a 2v4 right now for Alorum and Gate. They don't look particularly afraid though. Prismal gonna get the root down. Forcing the Featherstorm as well. Good aim there from Gate. Cleanse though is good from Prismal. Potluck also with the Tremor Sense. Gonna just keep getting the information here, slowly pushing in. Finds Contracts on the Krugs. Bad time to be farming. Gates over the top. Everybody's going to join the party. And Potluck, his 5th kill of the game, unstoppable. And certainly well deserved. These bubbles from Insanity keeps finding very creative angles. Breezy, rooted down. Does have his flash. Gonna dance out of there. We'll be okay. But Contract's dead for 15 seconds. Immortals apparently not interested in this Baron. Just breaking the top tower. In they go. Showstopper from Alorum. Onto Soligo. He looks. Good stun there from him. Oh, gets sniped though by Insanity's Paddle Star. The Immortals just continue to flood into 100 Thieves territory. Top inhibitor does go down. Mid also under threat. I think, oh, what? 1 million needed to live an auto longer, but they still smack it down with the backdoor protection in place. Small bubbles continue to land. Insanity again, just pestering 100 Thieves. And he may be the least of the problems right now. 2 inhibs down for Immortals. 8-0 in turrets, up 12 kills. And 8,000 gold with Baron just open and available for the taking. Normally that's the buff you need to break into the enemy base. Immortals have well and truly broken in. Potluck just continuing to be aggressive. Knows they can force mistakes from 100 Thieves, dominating now with his 6th straight kill. And I mean, again, it looks silly from Contracts to bite that 6th death, to roam into the enemy jungle with no vision and get picked off when Baron's up, but there just aren't very many good choices for 100 Thieves. Immortals have just played the control in this game so well since they got that initial advantage. And sometimes you have to face check. When you're this far behind, you're going to get crushed. This is just Immortals playing well at this point. Saligo going to be the target. Cannon barrage from FLICKR going to try and slow things down. Bubble clips one at Saligo. Block for him. You better block. Full of time. So good. It's Saligo barely surviving the onslaught. Good stun as IMT continue to try and find picks. But they'll reset. They'll go back. Elder's up in 2 minutes 55 in case they need that as well. And still a Baron to take if they even need it. 2 lanes of supers pushing in to the 100 Thieves base. Just all the map control you could ever want. Magize as well for Insanity. Just a bit of style added to the last few moments of this game. Alorum again onto Contract, who's just trying to farm in peace. Does get out, but again, Alorum just knows that there's nothing in there to worry about. So with the jungler pushed out, they freely take the Baron. With these long walks, back to siege the enemy base. Insanity doing well to buy a good book to read. Baron goes down. This could be the last reset of the game. IMT will likely look to end here. And if it doesn't work, probably have control of the bot lane to take the Elder, just in case you needed that as well. Apollo also continuing his just his moves down the BF tree as the Bloodthirster now as well. I think that's all the BF items now finished. Wanting to be very AD efficient on the MF. But at this point, could have built the death cap and it might have been correct. Immortals, again, cannot stress how good looking this early game has been. 100 Thieves from that first TP from Alorum. Just lost control of the game and never got it back. Potluck constantly scanning through the enemy map, always knowing where he needs to be. As IMT with the Baron will look to try and siege down the final few structures of 100 Thieves. Tower not going to last long. Insanity looking, does get breezy down to half out. The Protobot Proxel executes there. Alorum tries to finish it off with a Haymaker, but alas, cannot find another kill. Again, bullet time onto Contracts. He get locked up by Gate, I believe, but oh goodness, he's diving in there. Gets the 3rd kill over finally as Potluck goes a bridge too far. Counter ulti back, 100 Thieves in a 5v4 might have something here. But Insanity just, I think, putting an end to that notion. Have to guide these waves in. Play the patience game. They don't have a jungler. It's going to spawn when the Elder Dragon's up. But that's also a fallback plan they can look for as well. And 100 Thieves cannot eat too many autos or Zoe bubbles or Alorum W's with the set Haymaker. There's lots of stuff to avoid. Insanity again with impunity. Chucking skill shots wherever he pleases. Does short that one over the wall. But Potluck returns. Moving back out onto the map. I think IMT will have to take a breather from their sieges as Alorum just fighting Contracts. Insanity also here as well. Shows up a burn set. Just so tanky as the Serax procs. And Gady's found the flank. Prisma with a decent cleanse. Does have his flash as well. Will get out safely. As Contracts also zips over the wall to make sure he doesn't fall either. Cleanse popped. Insanity looking for that next bubble. Doesn't find it onto Prismal. But Gate and Apollo trying to finish off the Nexus, get one tower, looking for the next. Aloran flash Space Breaker in, gets Prismal pulled over the wall as he flashes out the opposite side of the map. Insanity will finish that off. And then a 5v4, Insanity going unstoppable. This looks to be the last stages of the game, as Immortals just played the early game so well and never let the snowball stop running down the hill. Insanity just chucking bubbles into the fountain, just making it look real unfun at this stage. Into the fountain he goes, still lives, and the Nexus will fall as well as IMT will claim victory.